In this video, let's see how to do this site diagram in under 10 minutes. But we will be using After Effects to create this and not Photoshop. Don't worry, I will take you through each and every step in this process. The reason for me to prefer After Effects to create a 2D diagram like this is because After Effects comes with certain ready-made drag and drop effects which might take 3 or 4 steps to achieve in Photoshop. Let's jump straight into the video. Open a new After Effects file. I have attached all the files you need to follow along with the video. You can download them from the link in description. You will get a base map which we can export from Google Earth, CAD file of the same location, and an illustrated map from Snazzy Maps. I am using these maps as I have them already with me, as it was my urban design site. You guys can download the CAD file of your own site from cadmapper.com. Drag and drop all these assets into the projects panel on the left. Drag the base map into this icon to create a new composition. You can adjust the preview quality over here. Reduce the quality to third or quarter depending on your system speed. Drag the gray map and CAD map above the base map. All three of mine are already overlaying perfectly. If not, align them before doing anything. Hit T on your keyboard to bring the opacity control. Now you can reduce the opacity to help you align them. Enter T again to hide the control. Select the base map and choose the pen tool and start masking the landmass. Pen tool is similar to the pen tool which you find in Photoshop. Click to draw a straight line. Click and drag to draw a curved line. The only thing is that you might need to push the control point once a point is placed so that we get a smooth curve. Take your time to mask the land because we will be doing it only once. After that, we can copy and paste the mask to other layers whenever needed. Once the land parcel is masked, select the base map and hit M if you can't see the mask below. Then select the mask and hit Ctrl C on your keyboard. Now select the gray map and hit Ctrl V to paste the mask onto that layer. Hit Ctrl Y to create a solid layer. I want a dark gray solid. Drag it below all these layers. So what I have done here is I have applied these three effects over the base map. You can search for any effect you want in this panel. Then drag and drop them over the layer to apply the effect. The first effect is the tint effect. I mapped the white color in the image to a gray tone. Next effect is emboss. You can copy paste these values if you want. What it does is it adds a relief to the image and makes it look embossed or extruded. I also added a curves adjustment layer. I added an S curve by reducing the highlight and increasing the contrast. Now drag the grid PNG below the base map. Hit S on your keyboard and scale it accordingly. Then hit T and reduce the opacity to around 20%.
Without selecting any layer, double click on this rectangle tool to create a new shape layer. Now select the rectangle one and delete it. Then click on this arrow and add a path and click again to add a fill to it. Now select the base map and hit M to open mask. Select mask path and copy it using Ctrl C and click on the arrow near path 1 and select path. Now paste it using Ctrl V. We have created a shape layer in the same shape as our land. You can change its color to dark gray.
Turn on all the layers. Select all the layers and make them into 3D. I forgot to make the solid layer 3D here. Right click, then new and add a camera. You don't have to change any settings for the camera. Click OK and OK again. Now you can rotate all the layers in 3D environment using the gumball. I am rotating and placing it in such a way that it looks like a bird's eye view of the location. You can click and drag on the arcs to rotate along its axis and click on the arrows and drag to move along its direction. Once you are happy with the placement, select all the maps and hit P on the keyboard to bring out the position control. And adjust the Z value so that CAD lines are on top and the base map is 2 points below that and the gray map is 2 points below that. And then the shape layer. Last should be the gray solid below all these layers. Now select the shape layer. Go to geometry options and increase the extrusion depth to give a thickness to the line. Using Ctrl Y, I made a white solid just to see things clearly when working. You can check this box to view the selected items alone. I brought the gray map below the shape layer and using the arrow I moved it down along Z axis. Search for Gaussian blur and apply it to the gray map. Increase the value to add a soft drop shadow effect to the map. Select the CAD lines and apply these two effects. First one is tint. Map the black color to a shade of orangish yellow. And the next effect is glue. Use the same values that I have used here. Right click and create a new shape layer. Make it 3D and bring it below the camera layer. Hold shift and click and drag this to the CAD lines layer. This is called parenting. We have assigned all the properties of the parent layer, which is CAD lines, to the new shape layer. Select the shape layer, then add path. Then select base map, hit M and click on mask path. Then enter Ctrl C on your keyboard to copy the mask and click on path in the shape layer and enter Ctrl V to paste the mask. Also add a stroke to the shape layer and adjust its value accordingly. You can also change the color to match with the CAD lines. I also added a glow to this layer. You can try and play with the glow intensity and radius value. Then I added brightness and contrast effect and tweak the values a bit. Feel free to take a call here. Once this is done, I already brought in some clouds as PNG. Drag them into the composition and scale them down and place them wherever you want. If your file is heavy, After Effects might take few seconds to show your changes properly. Then using the text tool, click anywhere on your composition and start labeling. I made it into a 3D layer and aligned it to the orientation of the grid. Then select the text layer. Hit Ctrl D on your keyboard to duplicate the layer and move it to the next part where you want to label. Using the text tool, you can change the text, and since it's in a 3D space, I change the orientation of this text. Then right click and add a new adjustment layer. Search for camera lens blur and apply the effect to the adjustment layer. Now without selecting any layer, double click on the rectangle icon to create a new shape layer and change the fill to a radial gradient. Using these 2 points, position the gradient. This is how it works. The white portion will be the focused area and the black will be the blurred area. So place it where you want the focus to be and the size of the focus area. This will act as the depth map now. Go to the adjustment layer and the camera lens blur effect. Now in the blur map option, select the shape layer and click on invert blur map. I also added some birds too. Now let's see how to render this as an image. Click this and drag it over to the start. Go to File, Export and add to Render Queue. Click on this and change the format to PNG sequence or JPEG sequence if you want and hit OK. Select where the output must be saved. Then hit render. This is the final result. We can also take it up a notch by animating it. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see a tutorial on that too. Hope you all found something useful. See you all in the next video.